Hey guys, welcome to Tone Bros. My name's Casey.
And I'm Colin. We're going to get started with our current topic of the day, which is a Z-Rec module.
Yeah, from Synergy, right?
Sure.
Yeah, they're from Synergy. So I was checking this out because I've got a little gas for that Z-Rec.
Yeah, you did.
And they put out this module. The new module has, I guess it's got some little small transformer or something in there that is supposed to mimic the phase inverter overdriving.
Okay.
And like the power section overdriving and doing all that stuff, because that's where a lot of that tone comes from. It's 2 channels, unlike the Z-Rec. The Z-Rec's just 1 channel.
Right.
But this is 2 channels that's switchable, and the channels are identical.
Okay.
So you can just
set
them differently.
it how you want. Yeah.
Yep, and go from there. Has to fit in one of those little Synergy module things, and you're going to have a power amp for it and all that type of stuff. It's $399. Have you looked at any of the Synergy stuff?
I don't know what you're talking about.
This is not good. This is not good.
Well, that's great. So it's basically a preamp, and
Okay.
you'd have to have some type of power amp to power a cab with it.
Okay.
Randall years ago used to have modules that went in. I think Bruce Egnator helped design them,
Okay.
and then he left
Yes.
and done the Egnator modules.
Uh-huh.
And now I don't know if he's helping with the Synergy stuff or if they just took some of the technology and they're
I
doing
heard
it.
that Egnator stuff was excellent.
Gosh dang, that's awful. Again.
Anyways, keep going.
Can we get through an episode
No.
without a horrible pun? Anyway, so yeah, Z-Rec module, it sounded really good from what I could hear. You can't trust demos.
No.
But anything Dr. Z puts his name on, I'm in for it pretty much.
Uh-huh.
My problem is I don't want to be hauling a power amp around. I don't want to be hauling, a little module spot and
Right.
a cab and all this stuff.
Right.
I would much rather just have a Z-Rec Junior head. I guess if you've got the full setup for Synergy stuff already, it completely makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't have the full setup for it, for live or for like jamming at home, it doesn't make much sense unless you're going to be plugging into, an interface and recording or doing something like that. Then it definitely makes sense.
Right.
Because then you don't have to have a power amp. You don't even have to have a cab. You could just have the module and the little spot it plugs into.
Yeah, my only thing is, why would you do all that when you could just get a Kemper?
Yeah, well, I don't even want... Yeah, okay. Yeah, you know what?
Just saying. Why would you do that when they have a Kemper? You can
Yeah.
model it perfectly.
Well, yeah, but these are real tubes and it's supposed to be really
I know.
amp. But for the guy that's plugging directly into audio interface and recording with it, yeah, I don't totally disagree with you on the Kemper idea.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I'm a guy that wants to play a tube amp. It also, I'm going to say it. It just doesn't look cool. Like, it just doesn't look cool.
Yeah.
Like a head and cab looks cool.
Right.
A combo amp looks cool.
Uh-huh.
That little Synergy module, especially if you only have one of them, with that little one spot for the module to go into.
Mm-hmm.
It's real small. Then you got to find another power amp. Maybe you've got one of those Seymour Duncan power amps you're using that's like a little pedal box. And then just a cab sitting there. Or maybe that's sitting on the cab.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look cool.
I mean...
How much cooler would a Z-Rec head look?
I'm just saying, those Helix pedals, the pedal board type things that have the amp modelers and everything, those don't necessarily look cool. But man, it's a lot less headache.
Yeah, but I don't care. I'm in for the headache.
I know.
I
know. You are. A lot of people aren't.
And I totally understand why people wouldn't be.
Right.
But I'm 100% invested into the headache because it makes me want to play different.
Sure.
It makes me excited to play. And the interaction I'm getting
Mm-hmm.
is most important. So you're not interested in this whatsoever.
No. I mean, first of all, it's a Z-Rec, which I'm not against. I like the sound of, but I'm not like really wanting that. So it's a cool idea, but I don't have really many interests in it.
Okay. Well, I'm going to move to my main topic then. I think we've talked enough about that at this point.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so my main topic this week is, will real, not just any,
Not fake.
not fake, but will real music ever make a comeback?
So
I know that's a bold statement.
that's a hot take.
That's a hot take. And there is some real music out there.
I was about to say,
I'm not saying
there's real
none,
music out there.
but there's not a lot of it.
What would you consider real music nowadays?
Today?
Tyler Childers?
Yeah, I would give him
Blackberry
real music.
Smoke?
I would give them real music. I think real music, is an artist in I think they have to be in with some type of musicians, and like trying to write these songs and trying to get these songs right. And sometimes, a song could be wrote for them and bring them in with it. Maybe make some tweaks and adjustments. I mean, we all know like George Strait and those guys, like that's definitely real music, but a lot of those songs were wrote for them.
Sure. Doesn't mean it's not real music.
Doesn't mean it's not real music. To me, the not real music aspect is all the drums being sequenced all the time. Everything being gridded perfectly in line when it's recorded.
Gotcha. More the recording aspect.
Yeah, a lot of it's the recording aspect. The AI writing of the song, and there not being any guitar or any drums in it really,
Mm-hmm.
Like
I thought you meant like real musicians. I was about to say, whoa, because
lots of real musicians are out there making money
right
in studios right now.
Right. I would even venture to say someone like Billie Eilish is making real music. Because talk about somebody who's really kind of paved her own path.
Yeah.
When she did the James Bond stuff, I was like, man, this is cool.
Yeah, I could see your point on that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to totally disagree with that. And you think of guys like Chris Stapleton.
Oh, for sure.
Oh my gosh, Jason Isbell.
Right.
All those types of guys. But as in mainstream music, do you think it's going to come back to where it's really popular
I think
again?
it's about to. Because look at Tyler Childers getting super famous. Look at Billy Strings.
Yeah. What's that one guy that got really famous with that north of Richmond or whatever?
Oh, Oliver Anthony.
Yeah.
He blew up.
Whenever he blew up, I was like, you know what?
There's hope.
There's a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance.
So you're telling me there's a chance.
He blew up to the point where I was like, no matter if you like that song or that style of music or whatever.
You gotta say, he put his heart and soul into that song.
He was singing it, he was playing it, and he wrote it. There's no doubt that's some real music from your heart. It's not just some BS that's been handed to you that you really don't care about, that you've auto-tuned your voice 100 times to. It just doesn't feel real. Mm-hmm. There's bands out there that are putting stuff obviously.
Okay, so people are putting their heart and soul into it, which, not to say most people aren't, but it feels a little phoned in.
A lot of it feels phoned in. A lot of it feels like it's getting thrown into the machine and coming out down the assembly line. You know what I mean? Like it just feels gross.
A little too cookie cutter. Yeah, I think Oliver Anthony, he's shown us that people want that music.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be, I don't know if it's going to be from big record companies. It might be people doing it individually and putting it out there.
I think big record companies are going away. I mean, clearly they've scaled down tons.
Right.
But there's not really a reason for them anymore. Like all you've got to do. So
the marketing aspect, there's a reason for them.
The marketing aspect is the only reason for them. And I was about to say, all you got to do is have like a viral sensation. I realize that that's not all you got to do. But like Oliver Anthony, it got so big and so popular so fast that he clearly was going to do well. And he didn't need any marketing push.
Right.
We've got the ability to get our stuff out there. Problem is there's so much saturating the market.
Yeah, you got people like Hawk Tuah.
Yeah, right? you get a viral sensation like that, and your music will get out there, but you've just got to get in front of the noise. I don't think there's a huge need for the marketing aspects of record companies of the past. It helps, but nobody's going to get signed to a new deal and get a good deal and then get marketed well against Taylor Swift and against Ed Sheeran and against all these. Ed Sheeran's another monster player that's playing some real music.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I I think there's real music, but you're right. It does seem a little cookie cutter by the time it comes out on the other end. But I think that market is potentially going away because there are people that are really yearning for like a human connection aspect.
Yeah, I think yeah. And whenever I was thinking about this topic, I was like, I do think it's expanding. I think real music is getting more popular and it's getting bigger right now.
I mean, Chris Stapleton would have never survived early 2000s.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
Like
chance.
Outkast and stuff, like he would not have been who he is.
There might have been a chance with like Mumford and Sons era for him to like do something.
Yeah. A little earlier, but not much.
But not much earlier. Yeah, I think there's a chance it makes a comeback, but it's got its work cut out for it.
No doubt.
But that's up to us. You know, we're voting with our dollar and we're voting with our attention, right?
I mean, honestly.
So if you're buying the stuff from real artists and you're paying attention to the real artists, it's going to happen. You want to move to your gas or pass?
Yep. So my gas or pass is related to Rockett pedals. And this is honestly something that kind of threw a bone to you because I'm curious on your thoughts.
Okay.
The Guthrie Trapp Overdrive. The GTO.
Yeah.
People say it's kind of related to a Nobles.
Yeah.
I also think like the bass response is different from what I gather. Sounds maybe a little more saturated.
Okay.
We're talking about based on pedals again. But the Guthrie Trapp Overdrive. Are you interested in it? It's around $200.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm interested in it. Absolutely. Yeah. It's a complete gas for me.
Okay.
I'll let the cat out of the bag now. It's a complete gas for me. I love Nobles stuff. And I know it's like based loosely on a Nobles Overdrive, but a lot of times he's got both on his board at the same time. So they're clearly different.
They're different.
And yeah, the bass response is supposed to be different. I think the way it breaks up is supposed to be different.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a treble control or some type of other control in there. Accent control that's supposed to adjust the high end a little bit. There's been two versions of it, right? There's been the big box one that's a Guthrie Trapp Overdrive, I think is what it was called then.
Right.
And then now there's the smaller GTO version. I would want the smaller versions, top mountain jacks and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm very interested in this. This is, like I said, it's a complete gas for me. Mm-hmm. You've been heading in the Nobles route more recently.
I'm in the weeds. So, I mean, kind of start out this journey. You got a Wampler Bell, and that got us on the whole Nobles journey.
Yep.
Because I was just curious how it related like to the Timmy and everything, and they're just completely different.
Yeah, it's a unique circuit.
It is very different. I really liked it. Then we kind of both joined the bandwagon and got a 30th anniversary of the Gold Nobles.
Yep.
And love it.
Right.
I want to try a mini.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm looking for the best Nobles, but not wanting to spend more than $600. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I'd rather not spend over $200.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, pedals are what pedals are today, right? But I'm on the journey for that perfect Nobles pedal too. I'm very happy with that 30th anniversary.
Right.
It's really good.
It's super good.
It's got that bass knob and stuff on there. We're not talking about it right now. We're talking about the GTO. But the GTO is high on my list of Nobles variants that I want to check out. So is this a gas for you?
For sure.
Okay.
Absolutely. So switching over.
So my gas or pass is the Ernie Ball VP Junior volume pedal and tuner combined.
Uh-huh.
So this is like $219. Have you seen this pedal?
Yeah, I've seen it.
So it's not like the original Ernie Ball volume pedals were humongous, but these new ones are a little bit shorter.
Okay.
So they're like the length, maybe a little bit shorter than what like a
wah pedal,
or a Crybaby is.
Mm-hmm.
But they've got the tuner built in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
What's your thoughts?
Okay. Well, I'm not a big volume pedal guy. I like how they're trying to fit two things in one. I like that idea. I think it's kind of weird how the tuner's in the center. And like, if you got crud on the bottom of your shoe, it's going to get all over that screen. And then what's the point of the tuner? You know what I mean?
What kind of crud you got on the bottom of your shoe?
No. I slipped and fell in mud.
I mean,
You never know.
Okay.
Like, if you're walking, let's say it's at a fair, and you got to walk through the cow turds to get to your setup.
How many of you guys have accidentally stepped on a cow pie and then stepped on your pedals?
Here's a real question. How many shows haven't you stepped on a cow? But, like, we've all played shows where we're walking in some sketchy place.
Yeah, or it's raining outside. I get what you're saying.
Or even think about, like, you know, a nasty bar gig, and you've got, like, nasty stickiness to your shoe, and it's sticking to that board. And what if you got gunk on it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I also don't know how accurate the tuner is. I mean, I've not really looked into this thing. I like how it's compact and it's in one pedal. But, I don't know. Just the practicality of it, for me, it's not there.
Yeah, so I'm not a volume pedal guy either. We've talked about that in the past, where I've had volume pedals on my board, and I just didn't use them. They were either all the way up or all the way down. But at that time, so was my volume on my guitar. And now I adjust my volume on my guitar so much, I'm not sure that I would really fool with the volume on my board. But maybe now I would. Maybe it would be different.
Be cool to do some, like, steel licks with it.
Yeah, it would be. I think for a small board, it makes no sense. But for my larger board, maybe it makes a little bit of sense, because I do have a full-size tuner on there. You know, so for like the size of 2 Boss tuners, TU3s, or like 1.5 of them, you could have a volume pedal added on top of it.
Yeah.
You know how I've seen people modify pedals to do this, but those Dunlop mini volume pedals they've got, I've seen people mod them and cut holes in them and put tuners inside of them.
That's extreme.
It is extreme, but if you could fit like a tuner in that size pedal, maybe so. But I'm still not totally sure I even want a volume pedal on my board personally.
Yeah.
So for me, it's probably a pass.
Okay.
But for you,
it's a pass too.
It's a pass. Okay.
Yeah. Good try though.
Yeah. I was trying to sell it to you.
All right. So the last main topic of today, this is a question I've just kind of thought about. I think it would be cool to see what your thoughts are on it. But there are lots of tribute bands out there.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to remember, a tribute band, like, you're dressing up like them. You are playing like them. You got to fully commit to this band. If you could be in any tribute band, what band would you want to cover?
This is tough. I'm gonna have to think about it for a second. Do you want to go get started with your? Do you have one?
I've got them situated. So I'm down to 2.
Oh, you've broken it down. Okay.
I've got it down to 2. The first one's gonna be no surprise to you, but I'm a huge Tom Petty, Mike Campbell fan. It has to be the Heartbreakers. Like, talk about a catalog that, like, every single song is a banger.
Yeah.
Like, every one is fantastic.
Yep.
Like, there's not a song I'd be upset about playing. From Wildflowers to King Bee to You Don't Know How It Feels, like, it would all be great. So, I think that has to be number 1 for me. Number 2, I'm not saying I'd be good at this, because I am no Dwayne, but, man, I would love to be an Allman Brothers band. Like, tribute. It would be cool because you'd have a jam band aspect. I mean, the keys playing. You know, they didn't have a set list. They just called out songs. It would be just cool to be in that type of, like, scenario.
Gosh, that'd be hard.
I told you, it's not going to be easy, but I think it would be super cool.
It would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It would be a lot of fun.
So which one do you want to go with?
So I'm trying to think. There's a few of them that kind of like hit me, but the first one that really hits me hard, honestly, it sounds crazy, but it's AC/DC.
That's full commitment with that schoolboy uniform.
I know, and I guess I would be committed to the schoolboy.
It's
uniform.
either the schoolboy or you pretend like you're getting shocked by lightning.
Right,
like
and
Malcolm.
you're playing Malcolm.
Yeah,
that's true. It's just the songs are just full ahead rock. You've got a bunch of loud Marshalls behind you, extended solos all day long,
right?
And those songs, you're jamming.
I mean, for sure. I think I would like get tired of the being on 10 at all times.
Yeah,
like you would just get worn out, and if you have a headache that night, forget it.
You
just got to power through.
Yeah, you got to power through. So there is another band.
Okay.
I thought about, and maybe it should be number 1 actually. But it's Leonard Skinner.
That would be a good one.
Because every song, think about it, like, forget Simple Man, forget Freebird, forget Sweet Home Alabama. But every song they've got, Call Me the Breeze and Give Me Back My Bullets, all those songs are great songs
that
to play.
smell.
In the band that you're playing in, you got 3 guitar players, you got keyboards going on, you got drums, you got 3 backup singers. Like, it's almost kind of Allman Brothers-esque in some ways. It's a lot more choreographed, like how things are going to flow.
Right.
So it's not going to be as much jam bandish, but boy, those guitar
That would be
parts.
fun.
And
I mean, Skinner's whole catalog's great too.
all the harmony lines and stuff they do in those songs too. Oh, freaking cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, I think that's the 2 I'd pick. And I wouldn't have to dress stupid for that one.
For that one, no, you're pretty low key.
I could pretty much dress how I normally dress.
You could still have a Marshall if you wanted.
Yeah, black t-shirt and jeans, and I'm good to go.
You're gonna have to get a Firebird though.
Okay.
Darn.
Shucks. Give me a Firebird, and I've got the Les Paul for it.
That's true.
I'm in
No,
good shape,
I'm total Mike Campbell fanboy. So I've already got a Vox. I've got my Telly. I've already got an SG.
You're in good
I've got a
shape.
Strat. I mean,
You're gonna have to get one of those Rickies.
Rickenbackers.
Yeah.
Oh man, that is true. And I'm gonna have to keep that thing in tune.
Yeah. Good luck.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, who would you guys pick? What's your tribute band that you would be in? We'll see you guys next week.
See ya.